got that mile high magic. You can feel it in the air, in the altitude. Feel it when you can't breathe.
Life in a barrel. Life in a barrel. Life in a barrel.
What it do, Broncos country, and welcome to Life in a Barrel, inspired by the legacy of the late legendary Broncos superfan Tim Barrelman McKernan. We seek to give you raw, educated, unfiltered Denver Broncos news, takes, and opinions. As always, I am your host. I go by the name of Town, the one with the backwards jersey that be telling y'all to fuck off on social media when y'all tell me to turn it around. And joining me every week, my brother, my partner in crime. Please welcome Tariq Hatchet Young to the show. Oh, ain't nobody there, bro. Reek, you good?
Hey, I'm straight. You know, sure.
I couldn't see you for a minute, man. What the hell happened?
Call me John Cena.
I don't know who that is. I've never seen him. I've heard people talk about him though.
I don't know, the Invisible Man. That's all I can say.
It be like that. But how you living, Reek?
Life is good. Got back from a little vacation from the casino. You know, it didn't go my way, but I'm still here.
Okay, that's what's up, man. Shit, I am in the middle of planning a little vacation myself, as me and my kids are going to be heading to Los Angeles to take part in a little thing called Star Wars Celebration. Yes, we're nerds. No, we don't give a fuck about it. But yeah, we excited about that.
Execute Order 66.
Execute Order 66 for real, man. Overall, how's your week been, man?
It's just getting started. I feel like, you know, taking it one day at a time. We're going to get there. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Saturday, where you at?
Shit, I felt that. I might even have to work Saturday, man. Fuck. Little man's in football. His playoffs are coming up, so it's been a hectic week, man. Let me tell you. As much fun as I've had during football season, cheering on my little man, I'm kind of excited for it to be over, man. It taxes the schedule.
Long days and long nights. Producing D1 athlete in the making.
He's something for sure. I'll tell you that much, man. But you know, before we move on into the topic that we're going to cover today, which of course is the Broncos legend Justin Simmons hanging it up, I want to remind y'all that we are giving away a Denver Broncos jersey as soon as our YouTube channel reaches 100 subscribers. I did see we got a new subscriber on the page. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the family. Share with your mama, share with your cousins, your granny, your aunties, your uncles, your nephews, your baby mama's side dude, whatever it may be.
Stop playing. We done said it enough. I don't know how many times we got to keep repeating it. Share, because why not? We're getting close, but not really close to hitting that 100. You know you want the free jersey. Quit being a lame. Do it for the culture.
Do it for the culture. That's right. Do it for the culture. But the man that we're talking about today, Justin Simmons, this is a good opportunity for you to maybe get one of his jerseys. You never know, because if you never got the opportunity to grab one of his jerseys while he played for the Broncos, this might be your opportunity now. Courtesy of your friendly neighborhood Denver Broncos podcast, Life in a Barrel.
You never know. Santa might just come early.
He just might. Let's go ahead and go back to April 29th, 2026. Exactly 10 years to the day after the Denver Broncos called his name in the third round of the 2016 NFL Draft, Justin Simmons officially hung up the jersey as he signed a one-day contract to retire as a Denver Bronco. His words said it all. Being a Denver Bronco was more than just a team. It was my heart, my home, and my story. Reek, what first went through your mind when you heard Justin Simmons was retiring?
It made me sad, not going to lie, because I wish he had at least one more season with the Broncos, especially with the team we have now. All those years that he was there playing for us, he just couldn't get to the playoffs. You know, they had won the Super Bowl the year before he was drafted, obviously. And then his whole tenure, we just never came close to sniffing the playoffs, really. So It's unfortunate. I wish he could be on this team right now because it's the perfect team for him to play on to compete for the Super Bowl. But that's all I got. Like, thank you truly for never wanting to leave being a Bronco. You showed up every single weekend, even when it meant we were playing the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm. That's when he showed up the most.
Exactly, to kick Patrick Mahomes' ass.
Yep. I know Patrick Mahomes still has nightmares of Justin Simmons.
Because it don't matter where he went. He even went to the Falcons and still got a pick on him. That man was truly
He's his boogeyman.
his boogeyman for sure. He couldn't do it no matter what. I remember that first year when they finally beat the Chiefs after such a long time. He got a pick in that game too, I believe. So Mahomes could never escape him no matter what.
No, for sure. My thoughts, my initial thoughts when it was first announced that he was signing a 1-day contract to retire a Bronco, I was caught off guard, to be honest with you. I didn't expect it. I was curious if he was going to sign anywhere in the offseason because he didn't really sign last year. No teams called him up late wanting a veteran safety, which really surprised me because he's the caliber of player that could really bring some oomph to your defense if you really need it. So that caught me off guard. But what we're going to do today is look at the career of Justin Simmons as a Denver Bronco as we give a mile-high salute as he rides off into the sunset. His story is the story of one of the most consistent, most respected, but most underappreciated safeties of his era. A player who never played in a playoff game in Denver, but became the heartbeat of a defense during the franchise's hardest decade. Justin Simmons came to Denver in the 2016 NFL Draft as the 98th overall pick out of Boston College. He arrived months after Super Bowl 50. He didn't get the ring, but he inherited the standard. They parked him behind TJ Ward and Darius Stewart in the no-fly zone in his rookie year, and he played mostly a rotational role, but he did have some early flashes. He got 2 interceptions and got a sack in just 13 games. What were your thoughts seeing Justin Simmons transform from the backup safety to the Iron Man who plays every down?
The man became a dog. A dog, I tell you.
Mm-hmm.
He went out there and put it on the line every single time he stepped on that field. I give him so much credit because not only was he a captain on the field, but also he was a man of the community off the field. You know, he took care of the Denver community doing charity and, you know, just doing things for the kids. And you love to see that as out of someone to give back to the city like he did for Denver. And on that note, too, I will never forgive Madden. I got to let this little rant go right now, too, before I forget. I will never forgive the Madden ratings people for disrespecting Justin Simmons. This man has been disrespected his whole Madden career. Never had a face scan for one. Number 2, he was always the number 2 best safety, regardless who it was. There was years that he was better than Minka Fitzpatrick, and they still had him as better safety than him. I'm tired of the disrespect. Y'all did him so dirty. I will never forgive Madden for that. And Ocho Cinco, if you see this, I'm talking to you too, because you had a part of that in the later years. So had to get that off my chest real quick.
Hey, yep, there you go. There you go. You heard the man. You heard the man. But yeah, you know, early years taking over, he's looked at nationally as he's just a transitional piece. But for us to go from the no-fly zone, the safeties that we had in that secondary, to Justin Simmons immediately following that up, that's just too much wealth at one position.
Mm-hmm. He definitely honored what the no-fly zone did. They taught him well. And you couldn't be more proud of him. Like I said, it sucks for him to retire this early because, you know, I think he still had a couple of years left in the tank.
We're going to go ahead and move on to 2018. In 2018, Justin Simmons started all 16 games and was one of just 3 players in the entire NFL to play 100% of his team's defensive snaps. He led the Broncos with 3 picks and finished second on the team in tackles. Then came 2019. This is like the launching pad of his career. 93 tackles, and a then career high 4 interceptions and 15 pass deflections. More deflections in that year than his first 3 seasons combined. And this season earned him his first second team All-Pro nod from the Associated Press. That's when Justin Simmons stopped being a good young safety and became one of the best in football. What are your thoughts on his 2018 to 2019?
He was flying around, handling business. There was some rough seasons too. 2018, 2019. Man.
Yeah.
I gave him credit though, because no matter how bad the Broncos played, he wanted to stay regardless. And you can't get that out of a lot of players.
And see, the 2018 and 2019 years, I feel like there was a pulse there that really captured the heart of the city on offense and defense. And of course, Justin Simmons on defense, but Philip Lindsay on offense. Those 2 years those two were the ones that brought the spark to that team.
Yes, they did. Oh, you couldn't wait to see either one of them to make a play.
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly. And then we're going to go ahead and move on to 2020 and 2021. And this is where the Broncos really show how much they value Justin Simmons. They franchise tagged him in 2020 to prevent him from becoming a free agent. And then, being that they couldn't work out a deal in the meantime, franchise tagged him again in 2021 as Justin Simmons joined Chris Godwin, Brandon Scherf, and Leonard Williams as players to receive the franchise tag in both 20 and 21. The 2020 season delivered his first Pro Bowl. He had 5 interceptions, 96 tackles, and a game-winning pick against Miami in Week 11. Then in March 2021, Denver finally locked him up to a 4-year, $61 million extension that at the time made him the highest paid safety in the game. Well deserved, if you ask me.
Absolutely. I think it took too long for him to get a Pro Bowl. I think it should have been before that, but you know how fan voting goes. I won't get into that, but
no, it's popularity contest, man. I hate the way voting is structured for these accolades.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, this is where he really solidified, I would say, his legacy as a Denver Bronco. He really put his mark on this defense, and going into 2022, he really did it again. This is his highlight reel season. He only played in 12 games due to injury and still led the NFL in interceptions with 6. That man was a dog.
A dog. That was the year 2022. That was the year they put the Lions after Demaryius Thomas died, if I'm correct, right?
I believe so.
I think so too. If I'm correct, it has to be that year because he was sitting there snagging everything out of the air. Because that Detroit game, I remember he came down and just took the ball. Was like, whoop, came out of nowhere, slammed him. Man,
Yep.
I don't know. Them Justin Simmons highlights, especially once you get later into after that when you get that contract extension, them highlights go crazy.
Yeah, his 6 interceptions that season were the most by a Bronco in a single season since Hall of Fame cornerback Champ Bailey had 10 in 2006. Yeah, he also forced a career high 3 fumbles that year. That man was all over the field.
Making plays. That's the type of dude you want in your locker room.
Definitely. For his outstanding play in 2022, he was named second team All-Pro, only defensive back in the NFL to be an AP All-Pro in both 2021 and 2022. And you pair that with PS2 earning All-Pro honors in 2022 as well. Damn, man, that safety corner duo might have been the best in football.
Oh, definitely. One of a kind. It's not every day where you get a guy like Pat Surtain and Justin Simmons in your locker room shutting shit down every Sunday.
From there, we're going to go ahead and move on to 2023, which was his final season as a Denver Bronco. It was Sean Payton's first year. The Broncos started 1-5, suffered the infamous 70-20 loss in Miami in Week 3, a game that Justin Simmons was noticeably not in, and you could tell.
Oh yeah, he definitely. Oh yeah, I remember that. Whew. I don't even like talking about that game.
Yeah, but the fact that he wasn't on the field and the defense allowed that to happen, I think really showed what he meant to that defense.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because you had Kareem Jackson playing, and then I forgot who the backup was, but everybody was getting cooked that game.
Yeah,
It didn't matter. That was a Mike McDaniel revenge game right there.
for sure. For sure, man. That was ugly. I remember sitting there just laughing. I was like, this is just a laughable game. I can't even get mad at this. Like, what the fuck is going on though?
And that was Vance Joseph's first year back too.
It was. And I was, after that game, I was on the fire Vance Joseph train.
Oh, I definitely was too. I won't even lie about that.
Yeah, I won't. I mean, we don't cap around here. If we was on something, we was wrong. We gonna say we was wrong. Vance Joseph since then has become one of the best defensive coordinators in the league.
But that time and moment right there, I was ready for him to go. I'm not gonna lie to you. But shout out to Vance because he's doing his thing now. So
after the 70-20 embarrassing loss against Miami, the Broncos ripped off 5 straight wins to put themselves in playoff conversation. One of those wins was a Week 8 victory over the eventual Super Bowl champion Chiefs, the first one of Justin Simmons' career, and also featured one of Justin Simmons' 6 career interceptions of Patrick Mahomes. Simmons earned his 2nd Pro Bowl and 4th second-team All-Pro selection. Then in March of 2024, with the Russell Wilson dead money tsunami coming, the Broncos released him to get on the right side of the cap. What was your thoughts when Denver released Justin Simmons?
I was pissed. I'm not even gonna lie. I was pissed because he has another great season, even with injury. And because of the whole Russell Wilson situation, the Broncos let him go. And it just made me mad because you don't let somebody like that, a cornerstone of your defense, go. But I get it. They were going broke because Russell Wilson wasn't their guy, but still, I would hope there was a conversation at least about trying to be like, hey, let's do a restructure or something.
I don't believe there was.
And that's the sickening part. If there wasn't, it's just sickening because he was doing great things. I don't think you just don't let a guy like that go.
And if you look at what was going on in the safety market at this time, every single high dollar safety was being released by their team at this exact point in time. There was a major reset of the safety market at the end of the 2023 season when we released Justin Simmons. And that played a huge part in it. And, that led to us signing Brandon Jones and having part of the defense that we have now. So, I mean, obviously everything happens for a reason, but man, even though we saw it coming, it hurt.
Hurt like hell. It felt like a nightmare. Just like when Bo got hurt, felt like a nightmare.
Yeah, it felt like a nightmare. And it was even more of a nightmare to see him play 2024 in Atlanta.
And I went to the game when they played Atlanta too.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. There was a little bit of controversy around him coming back to Denver when he was caught in a huddle, essentially saying to his Atlanta teammates, fuck them, pointing over to the Denver side and saying, let's whoop their ass in front of their home crowd. That didn't sit right with some of Broncos country.
Soft. You can't get mad at a man for saying that because at the end of the day, he's a competitor and he's playing on the opposite team. As a leader, like he is, he can't be sitting there telling them, oh, we're good. We know what they're fine. Like, I'm still cool with them. Those are my friends. When you step on that field, you don't have no friends until the end of the motherfucking game. So, I don't blame him for what he said at all.
No, I don't blame him for what he said either. I fully agree with your calling Broncos, some of Broncos country getting mad at this soft. Like, yes, y'all are soft. That is a warrior's mentality stepping on a field to do battle. How is he going to rile up his teammates to go out there to give their heart and soul if he's saying, no, guys, those are my friends. Don't be mean to them.
Yeah, don't work like that.
No, you need to go out there and you need to let them know that, hey, I get that I was with this team for 8 years, but I ride with y'all and I'm gonna ride with y'all against them.
And I feel like the people that were mad about that are honestly the people that accept participation awards. That's all that tells me.
Yep, I fully concur with that. But yeah, seeing him in Atlanta was a little weird. But the end of the season happens. He becomes a free agent again, and in 2025, he doesn't sign anywhere.
Nowhere.
He chooses to. I don't know if he chose to. I don't know if there was any offers for him. If there was and he chose not to, what are your thoughts on that?
I think he was waiting on that call. I don't blame him too. If he was waiting for that call, especially at the end of the season when Brandon Jones went down, I'd be waiting for that call too. It's
Yeah,
unfortunately they didn't give him the call. I don't know why. I just wish he would have got the call. That still makes me mad to this day.
it's a puzzling one for sure. But again, I have to question. Sean Payton was the one who cut him. Is there bad blood there? I mean, I can't imagine there is. They just signed him to a 1-day contract for him to retire. But you never know how things go. The 1-day contract might just be the smoothing over of anything that was there.
Exactly.
After the 2025 season and not signing, he came home to retire. Technically, he never left. Even though he played in Atlanta, he never left Denver.
He took a little road trip.
Yep.
Him and his family still live here. So
We look at his overall production in 8 seasons as a Bronco. For a 3rd-round pick, man, this is not a bad career stat line. 118 games, 108 starts, 30 interceptions in Denver, 7th on the Broncos all-time interceptions list, tied with 6-time Pro Bowler Dennis Smith, I might add. He's a 2-time Pro Bowler, both as a Bronco. 4-time second-team All-Pro, all as a Bronco. 3-time Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee for Denver. Led the NFL in interceptions in 2022. Intercepted at least 2 passes in every single one of his NFL seasons. And 6 career picks of Patrick Mahomes. What are your thoughts on his Denver accolades as a whole?
that's pretty solid. That puts you in. I think that puts him in the category of being one of the best Bronco players to ever be on the team. He may not be the best, like when it comes to being in that category of Elway, TD, Peyton Manning, or Von Miller, but I still put him high up there as one of the best Broncos to ever do it, especially on the defensive side.
No, for sure. I concur with that, man. He was a ball hawk over his career in Denver. I think the biggest thing with Justin Simmons is he played his entire prime during the franchise's longest playoff drought and never once tasted the postseason. And in his own words, when asked what he wished he could have done, said the one thing I wish I could hit on was just getting to the postseason. And that hurts my heart as a Broncos fan that he never got to experience the joy that this team is currently going through.
And they could have made it his rookie season too, and it just didn't work out at the end of the year because they were losing games. So,
Yep.
man, even his last season he could have made it, but Sean Payton was just like, "Hey, let's just take those losses, let's bench Russ, and just see what we got here." So,
Yeah. And the thing that I think I will remember most about Justin as a player is when the team was bad, he never was.
at all,
Every Sunday for 8 years, he was the one who set the standard. He was the captain. He was the guy doing community work. He was mentoring rookies and just being a thorn in Patrick Mahomes' side. So like all of that just it leads him being, honored in Broncos country the way he is.
most definitely, I couldn't agree more. Like I said, I appreciate everything he's done. It's sad to see him hang up the boots, but at the end of the day, you got to do what's best for you, best for your family. And like we said, you're still going down as one of the greatest Broncos to ever put on that orange and blue. So
One more thing that I will say that I am thankful for outside of, the career and the contributions that he made to not only the Broncos, but the community as a whole, is that he did not turn around and sign with the Chiefs to go chase a ring.
amen. Thank you. I was going to say that too, just in case you didn't say it. I know the Chiefs might have, it was like, you want to come win a Super Bowl? Possibly. They could have asked him last year, possibly. We'll never know. But I'm just glad he stayed loyal to us and never went to the Chiefs.
It's not something that we talk about much on the show, but me and you run a business doing sports videography and sports photography and that type of stuff. And last year, Justin Simmons held a youth camp, a youth football camp here in the Denver area for the local youth. And we were contracted to do some photography for it. So we got the opportunity to meet Justin. And during one of his interviews, not one that we were doing, it was with another member of the media. They asked him, if the Chiefs called, what would you say? And I saw a look of, I don't want to say hesitation on his face, but like he didn't want to answer on the record. But you could just tell it hurt his soul to hear that.
I'd be sick. I'd be sick. I'd be like, no, don't go to the Chiefs, please. Don't do this to me.
No, for sure. Like, and of course, he was politically correct about everything. Justin Simmons is very, very good with the media. It was interesting to see an athlete that's normally very composed kind of have to like squirm uncomfortably a little bit.
Sometimes you gotta be hit with them uncomfortable questions, and it's better to say nothing than say something at all.
Now, you touched on it a little bit earlier, Reek. The overall legacy for Justin Simmons as an overall football player and, as his standing in Broncos country. You said you can't see him making the Hall of Fame. What are your reasons for that?
I don't see him making the Hall of Fame just for the fact that I feel like it's a popularity contest, for one. And you look at a lot of these accolades, comparing him to some other safeties, they'd be like, oh, he didn't do enough.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, if he doesn't make the Hall of Fame, I won't be mad. But I know definitely that he should be in the Broncos Ring of Fame, without a doubt.
For sure. I would agree with that. I just feel like the Broncos being in like the worst stretch of football in their franchise is not something that people are going to pay any attention to. And him being the lone gem during that time is just going to get overlooked nationally.
Yeah, because he's always been an underrated player, regardless of when it comes to the media or anything. Like, they've never gave him his props at all.
And in terms of Ring of Fame, I consider him a lock.
Most definitely locked down to the T. And it sucks because I know once we get ready for Hall of Fame season in a few short months, I'll be ready to have a rant because there's still a Broncos player that's not in there that needs to be in there, and a Broncos coach. But for him to be in the Ring of Fame, I think it means everything, and there should be no reason why he's not in there. He should be first ballot.
For sure. Yeah, Justin Simmons was an absolute dog while he was playing. And full-fledged, now that his playing career is over, we welcome you, Justin Simmons, with open arms into Broncos country as a fan. As he said himself, he will be at Empower Field week 1, 2026 in the stands, cheering just like the rest of us.
Hell yeah, that's the way to do it.
So yeah, man, we're excited to have you as part of the fandom. Welcome to the other side of it. I know we're a little crazy over here, but you love us. Can't deny it.
If you ever need help throwing some hands with a Raiders fan, give me a call. I got you.
Oh, that's right. But Reed, that's about all the time that we got today. Is there any place that these folks can find you on social media?
Reek.season with 2 N's, but make sure y'all go subscribe to the YouTube, go follow the TikTok, go follow the Instagram. Tell your mama, your daddy, your bald-headed granny with her hands in her panties. I know that was a little bit throwback for me. Yeah. Come on, support. The only way we all gonna make it out is if you support. Come on.
There you go. That's right. You heard the man. Go subscribe to that YouTube. Make sure you're in the running to win this Bronco jersey when we reach 100 subscribers, man. We like to hook our people up. We're trying to do some nice shit for y'all. We need y'all to come through on y'all end, and we will take care of you, and that's a promise. We are, like I said, on YouTube, Also on Spotify, if you're listening on Spotify, please feel free to give us a rating and subscribe. It really helps with the algorithm, push us out. We are also on Instagram and TikTok at Life in a Barrel Pod, all one word. And as for me, I go by the name of Town. You can find me on all social medias at town.5280. And yeah, give me a follow. I don't really post much of my personal life, but it is what it is. I think next week we start going through the division and taking a look at the drafts and the free agency hauls of each team through the AFC West and just kind of see what our competition's up to.
And I'm a hate the whole time.
I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress.
I hate the way my ops dress. Exactly.
People be saying that about my backwards jersey, but
if I catch flight, it better be direct.
That's very true. Very true. But until next time, we will catch y'all for Reek, for Town, for Broncos Country. Peace.
Life in a barrel. Life in a barrel. Life in a barrel.